crews in the hamlet of Fort Providence in the Northwest Territories are doing what they can to keep the community safe. There is a wildfire raging right nearby. The community remains under evacuation order this morning. The territorial government says the flames are less than a kilometer away. That was the last update we had. But thankfully, we have Shannon Scott with us, who hosts Trailblazer on CBC Radio, and she's giving us some time early this morning. Shannon, great to have you with us from Yellowknife. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
Well, thanks for asking me. I'm happy to be here.
Well, listen, I hope there's good news to share. We were really concerned. The last word that we had was the fire was getting ever closer and was less than a kilometer away from the hamlet of Fort Providence. What's the latest that you're hearing there, Shannon?
So the latest that we're hearing is fairly good news for the community. As you mentioned, they are still evacuated, so that hasn't changed. They're still not able to go home. But the part of the fire that is that close, that is about 900 meters away from the community at its closest point, is being described by fire crews as like a finger of this fire. And they say that they have really been able to, through the work of crews on heavy equipment, on dozers, knocking down trees, with water cannons and sprinklers, they've really been able to contain that one finger of the fire. So they feel pretty good that that isn't going to be moving much closer to the community. And the rest of the fire itself remains about 1 to 2 kilometers away at its closest point. So it's still very, very close, but not at a threat at the moment of moving further in. We are expecting some pretty good winds today. The mayor of Fort Providence, his name is Danny Bolio. He's actually a former firefighter himself. And yesterday he was out on a dozer along that fire line helping contain this one finger. And he talked to CBC a little bit about what they were doing.
We have hoses laid all over the town, sprinklers up on the houses, especially the houses, what we call the back street along the tree line.
So, I mean, really some good news for there. He also said in that interview with us from the dozer that he is 80% confident that, nothing really tragic is going to happen. So overall, some really good news this morning.
That is good news, because we were speaking, Juanita Taylor was speaking with some of the evacuees. We were mentioning most have gone, so this is about 700 population. Most have gone to Hay River, a couple of hours away, and are in evacuation centers. They told us how concerned they were, Shannon, about their homes. Would they have homes to return to? And also about their pets. And you have some information on all of that.
Yeah, so we've been hearing a lot from people who have had to leave about their pets. A lot of people actually weren't in Fort Providence when the evacuation was called. Many people were here in Yellowknife. We had a big hand games tournament here over the weekend. So we do have some evacuees from Fort Providence here as well. So of course they wouldn't have brought their pets with them to Yellowknife for that tournament. So everyone's been quite concerned. We've been seeing photos though on Facebook from the community of some of the emergency responders who are there, including the RCMP, going around and feeding the dogs and posting photos of the dogs that they have fed, so that people know that their pets are being taken care of and that someone has seen them that day and that everything is well.
So that is good news. Yes, we have some of those images, and you can see them working. If anyone's watching who happens to be recognizing their pets, they are in as good a hands as possible. I'm wondering, some of the things that we've heard from the Premier, Shannon, about the territorial situation, just how many fires are burning, the lack of resources, how strapped Northwest Territories are at this point in terms of the fire fight and asking for increased federal assistance. What's the overall territorial picture as we start this week?
So, Heather, I haven't actually looked to see what the updated number is on the number of fires that are burning. The last time I did check a couple days ago, it was around 100 fires burning in the territory. I will say that this is very late in the fire season for us to be seeing this many fires kind of picking up steam and threatening communities. We have 2 communities in the territory that are evacuated right now, N.W.T, which is not far from Yellowknife, and Fort Providence, and a third, Jean Marie River, which is under an evacuation notice. And Jean Marie River actually spent most of the summer on either an evacuation notice or alert. That's kind of the the levels, and they go up, notice being the lowest level, alert being the second, and then an order meaning you have to leave. So it is late in the season for us to be seeing this amount of fires picking up steam. So our fire crews have been working all summer. This is kind of the time where they start to get, a little bit tired, a little bit ready for the snow to come. And so I think that this call for help is because they've been working all summer fighting fires everywhere. And now there is this late push because we've had a pretty warm couple of weeks the last little bit, and we are in the middle of a multi-year drought. This is year 3 or 4 of a drought. So things are very dry out there. We've had a lot of wind, and that's what's caused these fires to pick back up again.
Okay, listen, just before I let you go, I think I called it Trailblazer. I'm sorry, it's Trailbreaker, isn't it, the name of your program? I've got to get that right, as you probably a trailblazer as well as a trailbreaker. But listen, on the show today, anything we should know? What are you covering as far as the fires, Shannon, that we need to highlight today?
Yeah, so we'll hear from N.W.T. Fire, Mike Westwick, the fire information officer, who I believe has been on your show many times. He'll be joining us this morning for an update on what happened overnight. Again, we're not expecting big changes. The winds were pretty favorable, and the humidity level stayed pretty high last night, so that's all good news. We're going to also be speaking to someone from the Territorial government about financial supports that are available for evacuees. We all know it can be a big burden for people to be away from work and out of their homes for this amount of time. So we'll hear, what people will be able to access in terms of financial supports. And we're also going to hear a little bit from the community of Tuktoyaktuk, which isn't facing a fire right now, but they actually had a huge storm over the weekend. There was a huge storm surge that has damaged some buildings and left quite a mess up in Tuktoyaktuk, up the Arctic Ocean. So we'll be hearing from that community as well.
Sounds like a great show. Shannon, thank you. I'll let you get to it. 6 to 8:30 Mountain for Trailbreaker. Shannon is your host there. Thanks for giving us some time. Come back any morning. Always nice to have you, Shannon. Thanks.
Thanks, Heather.